Hi guys, doing Eric here. Today is Monday, October 23rd, 2017. It's been kind of a windy, chilly few days up here since I haven't made a video since last week, I think. So a little bit nicer today, but overnight we had some really bad winds. It's pretty unusual for this time of year how windy it's been. But yeah, you know, it's been a few days since I've even watched the news, man. I've been giving myself a break from it, you know, training my mind, because I think real soon I'm going to be getting rid of my Dish Network package, so no more television for me, man. I don't need it, man. I only pay $50 a month, but I just want to get rid of it, man. I can get all the news, all the fake news I want on the internet. They stream all the news channels live, so, and I'm done watching sports. I don't watch this has been my second week boycotting the NFL. So yeah, I don't give a shit about sports anymore, so I really have no reason to keep my satellite dish, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Anyways, yeah, it's been a really tough fall for me so far, you know. As a lot of you guys know, my stepdad passed away 6 weeks ago to the day, and yeah, I've been having a hard time adjusting to life without him, basically, you know. He's been such a big part of my, you know, for half of my life, since my early 20s. He's been there for me, man. He's been, you know, it's probably not the best thing in the world for me, you know, but he's been an enabler for me all my life, you know. So most of my adult life, I really haven't been very responsible, you know. I've been kind of a man child, and I've been, but now, you know, I'm being forced to own up to the world, you know, to face everything that I've been running from all my life, you know. Like, I've been horrible about doing my taxes, you know, so I got a lot of issues I got to deal with, and hopefully everything goes well for me and I'm able to keep most of what my dad left me. But it's gonna be, you know, I'm expecting the worst, you know. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm expecting the worst because I've been so irresponsible, you know. I've always been that way all my life, man. I've always had a hard time, you know, dealing with authority, man. You know, it was even since I was a kid, man. That's why I dropped out of school when I was 16 years old, and I was able to slip through the cracks as a kid because I came from kind of a divorced, broken home with 4 stepbrothers and sisters, you know. Well, there's 4 of us all together, and being the middle kid, man, I was able to get away with a lot. You know, it was, ever since I was a kid, I was very irresponsible in that way. Just had a hard time dealing with authority. I hated fucking school, you know, and today I just hate everything, you know, about authority. And it's saying you have to do this and you have to do that. Like, most of the time, you know, once I got into like junior high and high school, you know, I'd cut school all the time. And when I was in school, a lot of times I wouldn't do my homework, and I was just fucking really bad about following orders and rules, you know. I always thought that, you know, I live in a free country, you know, that I can do what I want, you know. It's like, that's just a lie that they tell us. So yeah, I gotta face up to all that. It's just been a really hard time for me, man, for these 6 weeks, and even before, because I knew he didn't have long to go, and having a hard time with my family too, because, you know, now that my stepdad passed away, they all figured out that I'm the only one that he left anything to in his will, and, you know, they don't understand it. They think that I coerced him into doing that somehow, but no, man, he did it all on his own. You know, I guess maybe because my family is so dysfunctional, you know, all of us are high school dropped. None of us have a high school degree. My 4 step siblings, so I'm the only, I guess I'm the only one that he really trusted, you know, and they just don't understand that, you know. They think that, yeah, it's kind of sad, but that's just the way it is. You know, I got one sister that's starting to come back around and be there for me, but it's been dark and lonely, really bad, because I don't have a lot of friends. I do have a lot of friends, but, you know, where I live is a very isolated, lonely place, so I got my dog, but yeah, it's been, and plus, you know, I've noticed there's just a really dark energy over the world these days, really a low vibrational sadness, man. And when you're going through something like this, and it's just magnified by the negative energy that's all over the world these days, and being brought on, who knows how they're doing it, maybe through frequency, just, you know, negativity, man. Just dividing and conquering up the people, making us all hate each other. But anyway, I notice it, this horrible negative energy. Yeah, also another problem I think I'm having right now is, you know, I'm really trying to get back to work and, you know, get this whole will probate thing behind me. I'd like to get it all taken care of before I really start working again. But, you know, I got a job coming up at the end of the month to build a house pretty close to where I live, so it's a pretty good job, man. But I think the problem is that I'm getting old, man. I'm 50 years old. I've been doing carpentry work since I was a kid, and, you know, the old body's starting to break down. You know, I don't know if I can handle it. You know, it's kind of scary when you get to be my age, and, you know, I'm pretty much uneducated. All I've done is been able to work with my body all these years. I'm pretty good carpenter. I'm really good at that. So I figure, you know, I'm hoping my body will hold up and I'll be able to get another good 10, 15 years in construction work in. But who knows? I might have to try to find another way to make a living. And it's kind of scary because, you know, in the world today, man, there's not a lot of opportunity to make good money with it, so I have to really think about that. But we'll see how this next job goes, how my body holds up, and go from there. So yeah, man, that's what's going on right now, man. It's like a lot of stuff to deal with that I've never had to deal with before. You know, like kind of like going through a midlife crisis. You know, at the same time, I'm dealing with loss. I'm dealing with trying to hold on to what I've been left, and that's kind of frightening because I don't know what's going to happen with my dad's estate, and, you know, so it's a big unknown. It's frightening. I'm still dealing with that and trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So yeah, I guess you could call this a midlife crisis video. We'll see what happens, man. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah, anyways, this whole horrible, lonely, negative feeling that I get, it's not just because of where I live in isolation. You know, it's because I've had the same feeling when I lived in the city, when I had a breakup with a girlfriend, and it was tough back then too, but I think the world wasn't quite as negative. It didn't feel quite as bad back then, as horrible as it does now. Just probably because of all the negative energy in the world these days.